The city of Bern may not be Switzerland's largest city, but it's arguably the most important, the seat of the federal government. And on this weekend, side of a round of the all-electric ABB FIA Formula E Championship, welcome to the Julius Baer Swiss E-Prix. Hello everyone, I'm Bob Barsha with lead race commentator Jack Nichols and three-time Indy 500 champion Dario Franchitti alongside. We are ready for Shakedown.
So out they go. This is on board with Sebastian Buemi, the Swiss flag on his helmet. As we then see them come out then through turn 2, or that's the exit of turn 2, and then down the hill into the hairpin chicane, sorry, at 4, 5 and 6. There you get an idea. So where this camera is, that's the height of where the descent starts. That's how low these cars are dropping down all the way to the bridge level. Bruno Correa, the safety car driver, the Portuguese man.
A lovely surface change. The car is going over it. The second of the Mahindras is going to go over it right now. Nice when bump. The drivers are trying to brake, that will upset the car, cause the front tires to lock.
Now, even in a session as brief and as modest as this one in terms of top speed, would you have any kind of a plan with your drivers as to what they do? I mean, we see some lock up there as drivers are testing the grip levels.
Probably find they've told them to go out, get some heat in the brakes because we've skimmed the brakes, so there's a new set of brakes, so do that please. And they'll give them a job list of things to look for, as well as actually just driving around. Up here they'll be saying, okay, radio check, can you hear me? The guy's talking from the pits. And the whole way around the track, they were just making sure that they're in communication with the car.
Sidelines for corner entry and stuff like that.
Yeah, just you know, the last thing you want to do is talking to the driver, and you don't. They can't hear you, especially at critical points of the race. You know, if a safety car comes out, that kind of thing. You'd be looking for bumps in the road and that kind of stuff.
Very good. Yep, radio check through turn 6. Through turn 6.
Maxi Gunther giving us a good example of the radio check thing. I used to hate doing radio checks on that first lap because I wanted to really see the track and sort of visualize it and get my head into driving the car.
Would you have rather have done your radio check later?
Yes.
Or just not at all? Oh, really?
No, I would have liked to have done it later, but the guys, they needed that information to start fixing it if there was an issue, especially if you were doing a Formula E race, I think, because things happen so quickly on the race day.
Alex Lynn through 9, 10 and 11. Some dark clouds in the background there.
Did you ever see what happened to Alex Lynn in Berlin when the rear of the car locked up?
A problem with the drivetrain.
It stopped working.
Is all that was given to me. Oh! Thought Lynn was going into the back of Massa then for a moment. So that's the chicane back there. Then this is back down into turn 2. Mortara now in the Venturi.
So that's him down the hill through 1. This is him coming through 2 now.
Oh, sorry, my apologies.
It just doesn't do it justice to how steep that hill is. You're sort of picking out your line. There's quite a camber to the road right when the cars are going now, and it's difficult to get from the right-hand part back over to the left where you see the Envision car just doing it right now. It's quite difficult to sort of break out of the camber of the road and get across the crown.
D'Ambrosio told us earlier that chicane's an overtaking opportunity, didn't he? Did you? I mean, you'd be brave.
Yeah.
Doable?
I guess it's always doable, isn't it? Right up until it's not, it's always doable. But there's definitely some better opportunities than that. Obviously, turn 7 looks fair. I think turn 9, you've got a good chance. Turn 12, possibly. I don't think I'd be trying it into 1. That would be brave. In the dry, I'm talking about here. In the wet, anything
goes.
You see the guys have been backing up a little bit to give themselves a run. And to run at a slightly higher speed to get up to full, full 110 kilowatts that they're allowed to run in Shakedown.
There goes Van Dorn. through the attack mode activation.
Teams, this is race control. Please remember that we need to respect the 10-car length limit. Guys, keep everybody packed up, please.
There you go.
I was about to ask that question.
Yeah.
How far behind can you get?
Scott Elkins does not like that. Yeah, I'm sure that when I saw that, I thought they're not going to get away with that. That is definitely not 10 cars.
Okay, Stoffel, so that is for you. You need to close the gap to the cars in front. Close.
And Norman being told to close the gap to the cars in front then.
Cool. Nothing like Stoffel's engineer singling him out and saying, actually, that's you talking about all the time.
Well, he'll have the GPS map of the whole thing, and he'll probably see a massive gap.
See the Neo car doing just that. As it just backs off a little bit. Give him some idea of what the corner feels like. Looks like it close to racing speed. It's a little bit dirty, the circuit. So definitely see some evolution tomorrow as it cleans up. The big question, though, is for all the drivers is how's it going to clean up between the end of free practice 2 and Group 1 and qualifying.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's going to be thinking about. Certainly everybody. I suppose the whole field. I was going to say everybody in Group 1, but I think the whole field's going to be looking at exactly that.
Well, they'll be hoping everyone else will be hoping it doesn't clear up.
Absolutely.
Two Neos through turn 7.
Just looking, if you do go offline in turn 7 to pass, you can see right in the middle of the track there's a crosswalk, and they've taken out the sort of the centre reservation thing, and there's quite a bump there. So overtaking into 7 might be very difficult tomorrow.
Passing the attack mode activation zone once again, 25 kilowatt power boost. The driver successfully negotiates a set of electronic gates, if you will, set into the pavement. And that location, basically on a straightaway, is not going to cost you much in the way of lap time or track position.
Yeah, none at all at this point, Bob. But I'll tell you this, that 25 kilowatts of power you get extra for arming attack mode, it's going to come in really handy up that hill, isn't it? Actually, both the hills, out of turn 11 and especially out of turn 5.
And also, because there's no penalty here for using the attack mode, it won't be a scenario where we're seeing people get rid of it behind the safety car or behind full course yellow. They'll be very keen to actually use that attack mode. Through turn 1 again, down the hill again.
I wonder what the rule is about the pit lane exit you see on the exit of turn 1. Can you cross all the way over and go to the wall, or are you being asked to stay all the way to the left-hand side of that line?
That's a good question.
It looks like guys are sort of staying out of the pit lane exit. Let's answer their own question.
That's Alan McNish. Well, it's the back of his head. And hello, you all right? Yep, cool. And don't do it.
The voice of reason.
There's James Barkley for the Jaguar team. He's not listening to us though, is he?
No, those guys are down at pit lane.
Yeah. Standing by a tree. It looks very pleasant down there, doesn't it?
It does.
It does.
Oliver Turvey in the silver Nissan, just coming into shot. At this point, you're sort of weaving around going, okay, where are the least bumps? Where can I find the smoothest ride? Under braking, and you don't want the car to be slamming the deck because it puts a lot of shock through the system too. You also be looking, trying the inside, saying, can I pass here tomorrow? Is it smooth enough that on lap 1 I can go down the inside, send it down the inside, and not lock up and take half the field, including myself out?
That's going to be a great crest at full speed. It looked pretty good at 110 kilowatts, let alone when it's going full power in qualifying.
Yeah, that'd be pretty spectacular, as will this. Sounds like Lucas was just playing with the regen paddle a little bit there, lock in the rears. Look how steep it is up this hill. Bruno Creer just about clipped the wall in turn 5. Slight kink. The 6 is coming up with the left hand at the top of the hill here. Look at this, just keeps going. Still uphill, and you crest the hill. Turn 6 is, I think that's going to be my favourite corner on the track.
Yeah.
how much it narrows down coming out of 7.
Still uphill.
Degrassi here, is he going to be learning less than the other guys who can back off and all of that, or is he still...
I mean, Lucas could back off as well. He could just back off the safety car the same as the other guys can back off the car in front. He's just choosing not to. I think one thing with Lucas, he is very smart, and he's one of those drivers who'll have planned exactly what he wants to learn in this session along with the guys at Audi. So this will not be wasted time for him. They'll have had the chat, Jack. What can we learn behind the safety car? Well, we can learn A, B, C, D, E. Okay, let's go.
This is the 6th lap. This is your in lap. If the safety car will not come in, you come in.
So Degrassi being told to come in on this lap then. And yeah, this is your 6th lap. And that's it. That's your running around this Bern circuit.
So the driver's taking a slightly late apex in turn 4. That's just to set up as much as possible for the exit. You're always sort of judging how much can I get away with on the entry of the corner without, using the exit, without losing on the exit. And the exit, as we talked about, is so critical at a turn 4 that you'll see drivers actually really overdoing the entrance a little bit to give you a clear run out. Sam Bird 87.5% of something on the dash. I wonder if that's battery energy. Yeah, looks like it.
Boy, a lot of these turns are blind and over a brow.
Love that. Just adds to that challenge. And through this section, you see the curb there. Got to get as close to the walls as possible. No margin for error. None at all.
So there's the Envision garage. It's felt a little empty there,
It
didn't
just
it?
looks a lot empty.
Lightly attended.
Chris Gorm was in there. Oh no, still Van
We'd like
Filippe's
you
there.
to box this lap, please. Box this lap.
Bird being told to come into the pits, so maybe there was a normal amount of people there. Sylvain just
What if the race engineers
leaning back
have
a little.
Yeah, maybe down in pit lane.
Yeah,
And there's
I'm
the
sure they said-
directors, the bigger, the top level management guys are up in are up there.
I'll try and have a look next time, because the front bench looks fairly busy.
Yeah.
But,
It's pit lane entry.
yeah. It's one of those, you kind of have to forget about it, don't you? Because when you first walk in, your initial reaction is, oh my goodness, this pit lane is... And then you forget that Formula E don't pit anymore. So actually, it doesn't matter that it's a little bit on the narrow side.
Unless you get that drive-through.
Exactly.
In which case, you're in a world of pain.
And if you do, here's the interesting thing. If we stay with Bird, the pit lane speed limit line is quite a way down after this chicane thing, I believe. I may be wrong, but this is just from my track walk earlier. If we come to the right here...
But how hot are you going to be able to come in to that?
And look at it. And then I think that as we turn left, the pit limit line is here, I think.
Yeah, looks
See
like
the cameras, yeah.
I think that's the pit lane limit. So you're going full speed through there.
Car isn't
Oh, is he
just
shut
moving.
down?
or moving very slowly. I think I'm just moving with gravity, guys.
I wonder if that's because of the low speed he was going at through the...
But it looks the dash has completely gone off.
Yeah.
Shut down for some reason. And this is the wrong end of pit lane for Sam Bird. He's round the next two left-handers.
He's still got a bit of drive, hasn't he?
Yeah, that guy's standing right where you don't want him. Sam doesn't want to have to get out and push it himself. He made it.
There he comes then, back to the pit lane. So even though the dash shut off,
Just shows how little friction there is in the drivetrains, the brakes, and everything about these Formula E cars. These teams are spending thousands upon thousands of pounds, dollars, euros, whatever you want to call it, to get as little friction through the system as possible. And that was a good example. Quick practice pit stop. Don't know if you're going to get a flat tyre, you have to change a front, a rear wing, all those things are possible. Team's practicing really for every eventuality.
Mahindra's going through scrutineering. Pascal Wehrlein's car.
Yeah, Wehrlein's had up and down season. He had that point, you know, when he was just sort of really on fire, and it's just kind of tapered off a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, which is surprising because he was getting sort of the bad luck and stuff.
Absolutely, early.
You know, you think of Mexico City, you think of the overheating in Santiago, but I don't know if it's Mahindra in general that have dropped off. Perhaps that's a suggestion. There's the Nissan garage up at the top in the paddock.
I mean, he finished fourth in Monaco. He got fastest lap, but it's just otherwise it's been 10, 10, 10. It's, like, yeah, it's just not what you'd expect for him or Mahindra. They had that so much more potential, I think, as you know, at the start of the season.
And it's so frustrating for them, considering what happened last year as well. It was Maxi Gunter. This was when Shakedown was postponed. Everybody had a nice little hang around in the middle of the conference hall. But then it was time to finally get out and try this Berlin Swiss E-Prix circuit. Berlin was a couple of weeks ago.
Mitch Evans on the left and Alex Lynn for Jaguar. Stoffel Van Dorn. I wonder if he's dominating the fan boost voting the way he has through the previous 10 rounds. We'll find out.
Would be strange if he wasn't.
Yes, it would.
You can see the fans trying to get a good view of the cars coming around the first corner. And this, I really like this little section of track here. I think that's going to be quite an interesting couple of corners. That crest as well is going to be cool, as Eduardo Mortara came through the chicane. Then everybody returned to the pits.
There's a look down at the Ara River, spillways. If you come to Bern, be sure to bring good walking shoes. It's a great city to walk, but you are going to wear yourself out on the hills. Let's a look at Federal Plaza, the parliament that makes Bern the de facto capital of Switzerland. Join us tomorrow.
Yeah.